This film is a celebration of the wonderful staff and residents of 3 of our local nursing homes. Fishbourne House in Spa, bring Dufferin outside Killalay and King's Castle in Ardglass. It has been put together by sixth form students from Down High and St Patrick's Grammar School as a part of our Shared Education partnership.
We have been supported by Peter Wheel and Alan Mabin and our active participation in the Politics in Action group. Nursing homes are vibrant communities full of life and interest. Our local nursing homes have had to deal with various challenges during the long months of lockdown, and we want to reflect upon some of these experiences in this film. We also wish to pay tribute to the dedicated staff and volunteers who day and daily perform a range of vital caring roles.
Alongside the lovely reflections and snapshots from the nursing homes, you will see some familiar faces from the world of local television. Additionally, we have included some musical items, drama and verse from the 2 schools. But make no mistake, the real stars of this production are the staff and the residents.
Sit back, relax and enjoy.
Hello there, Down High and St Patrick's Grammar. I'm Paul Clark, and this is where I deliver the nightly news on UTV. Now, I want to acknowledge the amazing work that you've been doing together and with the staff and residents at Fishbourne House in Spa, Dufferin in Toy and King's Castle in Ardglass. Thank you for sharing your stories with the pupils. Now, I'm passionate about our local history, and I'm delighted to confirm that these have now been preserved for future generations. Thank you all. Oh, and finally, if it's not too soon, could I put my name on the waiting list, please?
On occasions, nursing homes have been given bad press, often by those who've never even stepped inside one. But they're vibrant communities where people are given the support and care they need to continue to live and interact. The residents are like an extended family, and so are the dedicated staff.
Fishbourne House Nursing Home opened in the village of Spa in 1989. Spa lies amongst the hills and drumlins of County Down and is famous for its natural healing waters. Fishbourne takes pride in the high quality of care it offers to all its residents. With only 19 residents, personal tailored care is delivered in a meaningful way to each and every resident.
In response to the COVID pandemic, Fishbourne House locked down early on the 14th of March 2020, not knowing what the months ahead would bring. However, with exceptional hard work and the dedication of all of the staff, everyone was kept safe, and they're now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
The boss, William, is actually older than some of the residents and continues to play a vital role in the running of the home as gardener, shopper and handyman. William knows the staff and residents by name. William is also very well known around County Down, so much so that Fishbourne House is often referred to as Willie Brown's nursing home, and the postman will vouch for that.
Obviously in 30 years technologies came a long way. Back in 1991, Fishbourne started to relay the local church service via speakers into the lounge. However, as the years have passed and technology has evolved, residents are now more media savvy, using FaceTime, WhatsApp and mobile phones, which were fantastic during the lockdown, so that loved ones could actually see and hear each other via screens, if not face to face.
Since 1989, the postman/woman has delivered 4 telegrams from the Queen in recognition of a resident's 100th birthday. These were amongst many memorable family parties and celebrations. Fishbourne House does not need an excuse for a party or an afternoon tea party. It has a couple of pianos and a few musicians. The old songs are the best, and now there is even someone called Alexa to keep everyone in tune.
Mealtimes are an important part of any day, and it's usually good crack when everyone's together. The singing chef can hold the tune and puts a smile on everybody's face before breakfast, which is a great way to start the day.
And finally, respect for the residents' wants and needs is the core of everything that Fishbourne House does. In the words of the wonderful manager Rosemary Lunn, a resident does not come to us to die, they come to us to live, and we work tirelessly to support this.
It's a long, long way to Tipperary, and my heart rises.
One of the reasons why I'm so pleased to be involved with this film is because I witnessed at first hand the extraordinary care given by Fishbourne Nursing Home towards my late father-in-law, Robert Bobby White. Bobby was quite a man. He lived a full life. He loved the story. He loved the song.
And songs to sing, it's so lonely
He'd worked in the mines in Canada, he had served with the RAF in Aden, he came back to Belfast, worked with Michelin, he was involved in a couple of businesses that he helped to run, and Fishbourne never lost sight of the man that Bobby was and still was when he moved in there. Right to the very end, the end-of-life care that was provided by Mrs. Rosemary Lunn and her incredible team of care workers and volunteers was second to none. I think in the final weeks of Bobby's life, would go into his room, his favourite music was playing. Elvis, Sinatra, Johnny Cash. The attention to detail was quite unbelievable. And when Bobby passed, as a family, we went up to collect his belongings. Rosemary and her entire staff turned out, stood there. It was wonderfully dignified, solemn and respectful. And as a family, we cannot thank Fishbourne Nursing Home and Mrs. Rosemary Lunn enough.
I don't know you, but I want you all the more for that. Words fall through me, always fool me, and I can't react. And games that never amount to more than they're meant will play themselves out. Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've milled our time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You've made it now. Falling slowly, eyes that know me, and I'm painted black. Moods that take me and erase me, and I'm painted black. And you have suffered enough and warred with yourself. It's time that you've won. Take this sinking boat and point it home. We still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You've made it now. Take this sinking boat and point it home. We still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You've made it now. Falling slowly, sing your melody. I'll sing it loud. Oh, ooh, oh. Now play the cards too late. Now you're gone.
Hello there, I hope the day is as nice and sunny wherever you're watching this and whenever you're watching it. I know covering the pandemic over the last year, we were very mindful of the job that staff were doing in nursing homes, and I think families in particular were so grateful for those hands being held by someone in their place over the difficult months, and all the residents who have had to feel, lonely and isolated over the last year, not getting those hugs from family members, not having those hands held. think everybody's just so grateful that we're hopefully nearing the end of it all, and maybe with the good weather the summer months will be brighter. So it's just a huge thank you and a big appreciation to the staff and the residents for everything that you've done over the last year. Thank you so much. Take care.
My name is Rosa Morgan Young and I will be performing Warning by Jenny Joseph. When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple, with a red hat that doesn't go and doesn't suit me. And I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves and satin sandals and say we've no money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired and gobble up samples in shops and press alarm bells and run my stick along the public railings and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain and pick the flowers in other people's gardens and learn to spit. You can wear terrible shirts and grow more fat and eat 3 pounds of sausage at a go, or only bread and pickles for a week, and hoard pens and pencils and beer mats and things in boxes. But now we must have clothes that keep us dry, and pay our rent and not swear in the street, and set a good example for the children. We must have friends to dinner and read the papers, but maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and start to wear purple.
King's Castle, as it is known locally, was originally built in the 12th century. Additions were made at various times over the centuries, and it's one of 7 famous castles within the beautiful fishing village in Arglass, County Down. This breathtaking castle is certainly a focal point, with stunning views over the harbour and impressive gardens and grounds for the residents to enjoy. In 1946, it became a home of the local community of Arglass. It was then turned into a monastery and was renamed Mount St Clements. In 1974, King's Castle was bought and opened as a hotel, but later in 1980 it was tragically burnt down, destroying 3 floors and the grand ballroom. Local lady Mrs. Virginia Ward bought the castle in 1982 and transformed it back to its original glory. It reopened as a nursing home, welcoming its first residents in January 1988, catering for 30. South Down MP Eddie McGrady had the pleasure of officially opening the home, telling an invited audience, "It is one of the finest nursing homes in Northern Ireland." Since then, with a further extension and renovations, it still remains one of the finest and can now accommodate 42 residents.
Virginia's son Jerry now owns the building, and it has gone from strength to strength. King's Castle prides itself on having strong links with the local community and families and friends of the residents. It provides a secure, relaxed, homely environment in which the care, well-being and comfort are of prime importance. There is a warm, friendly, home-from-home environment, creating a loving atmosphere to meet the needs of each resident. The current manager is Mary Peake, who has 60 wonderful staff under her wing. Even through the ongoing pandemic and working under challenging circumstances, the home has remained COVID-free. The families have always been kept up to date and informed. A monthly newsletter was produced by student nurse and part-time carer Rachel. All staff contributed and got involved. Lots of activities were arranged to keep spirits high. The home has recently welcomed visitors back and will continue to maintain and deliver their exceptional standards and services.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battles. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off, get back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over.
Let them see we're crazy. What do they know? Put your arms around.
My next question is, what do you feel are the most common misconceptions held by young people in particular about senior citizens?
I think one of the things that I've always tried to do is when you look at an older person, and as time has gone on, there are fewer and fewer, from my perspective, who are older than me. But that's by the way. I think that very often you look at older people and think of them purely as older people, forgetting, of course, that at one time they were teenagers and they were in their 20s. And all the experiences that you might have in your teens and moving into your 20s, they had as well, admittedly in a very different set of circumstances. Life is very different now. It's much freer now than it used to be, say, 40, 50 or 60 years ago. But older people still had that experience of being young people at one time, and that's worth remembering.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I think that's really great. Do you think that there is opportunities or even a opportunity for older and young people to step up together at this time and meet the needs of the community over the last year and a half?
Yes, I think the one thing that maybe is best of all about the past experience, the past year and a half, is that there's a much stronger sense of community now. And I think that that is going to impact greatly on how people of all ages get together from time to time. And I think part of that is because of the isolation of the last year and a half. We've learned lessons, and hopefully some of those lessons are very positive ones.
I think that's a really good point about learning lessons and sort of progressing on from here in the way that we can do that. Speaking of progression, my next question is kind of about the opposite. Do you feel that as a society we've regressed in terms of how we treat the elderly?
I find that very difficult because I can't look at that situation from the point of view of somebody in their teens or 20s. I'm now in my 80s, and so I look at people of my age, if you like, without really thinking about them as old people at all, but people of my generation. I think there's a better relationship, I think I've said this, a better relationship between younger people and their grandparents, or in some cases now, people and their great-grandparents. I have great nephews and nieces, and they give me great pleasure, and I have great fun with them when I'm with them. Most of them are overseas now, so I don't see them very often. But there's a good contact, and I think that that's true in general in society today.
Although the generation gap does feel like it's closing, do you think there's extra ways that older and younger people can understand each other better, especially during these times?
Well, I think it depends on the individual person, really. I've always had an interest in other people, and I think that helps when you're in broadcasting, to be really interested. So you could be talking to a pig farmer one day, you'll be talking to a fashion correspondent the next day. It doesn't matter as long as you have an interest on what their life is about. And I think that has become a bit easier in recent decades, maybe, that people take an interest, and that interest is easier to express today than it used to be.
Thank you so much, Walter. That's been absolutely enlightening. I just have one final question to wrap it up, and it's, what are your goals for the future?
What are my goals for the future? Right, to be talking to people like you in 10 years' time.
Lake Isle of Innisfree by W.B. Yeats. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin build there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, For always, night and day, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core.
Located in the heart of County Down, overlooking Strangford Lough in the townland of Toy, Dufferin is situated within 10 miles from Downpatrick and 25 miles from Belfast. The location is easily accessible from local towns and the surrounding area, while retaining the charm of its idyllic country setting.
Dufferin can accommodate 64 residents and caters for all specialised levels of care, including long and short-term care, respite and palliative care and dementia care.
Dufferin creates a homely and safe environment where residents are able to live independent and fulfilled lives as far as they are able to with dignity and privacy in a tranquil and elegant environment.
The home's experienced team focuses on providing the highest standards of nursing care to the residents. The home believes in high quality care delivered by dedicated and compassionate professionals.
At Dufferin, our families are very important to us and we encourage our residents to stay connected with the local community.
The past year has been challenging for all of us and we are grateful to look forward to a more positive future.
Sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy when skies are grey.
Hi, my name is James Savage. I'm a former senior care assistant at Dufferin Nursing Home and I'm now a student nurse in Liverpool John Moores University. During the COVID pandemic, one of the hardest things about working in a nursing home is seeing people cut off from their families. Oh, Miss Osborne, how are we? Nick's here visiting his mother while we maintain safe COVID boundaries, but it's still important for our residents and their families to see each other. A lot of people see nursing homes as a place where patients come to die, but in fact this is where our residents come to live. But the likes of even patients having their own front door is so important, especially when we work in environments with people who have dementia. And memory boxes, this one isn't full because we don't have a patient room, but normally we'll have a couple of shelves on this and fill it with mementos and pictures that help jog patients' memory and remind them of their time living at home. So important that we make these people feel as if this is their home. This isn't a care facility. This is somewhere where people come to live, where they live out their last years, and we get such a wide variety of people. I've cared for politicians, nuns, nurses, judges, a whole wide variety of people. And what's so important is that we show these people the respect they deserve. During the pandemic, nursing homes have been hard hit. We've lost friends, patients, residents. It's been very difficult for everyone. Even here at Dufferin, we've had a very hard time. I came home from England, from my course, to help the nursing home through the pandemic in the early stages. And then I volunteered to work on the NHS as a opt-in student during the COVID-19 pandemic in mental health wards. What we have to do is, especially in nursing homes, and in mental health care too, and in any part of nursing, it's important to go the extra step to look after people because, again, these aren't patients. This is their home, and we want to make it feel that way.
Hi, my name's Anna Georgia Freel, and I will be performing the monologue Chatty, Cathy by Gabriel Davis. Hello, hi, I'm Cathy. I'm not a chatty Cathy, I'm sort of the inverse of that. An unchatty Cathy. This is the first time I've heard me talk to. I mean, it's the first time I've heard me talk to you in particular. Did you even know that my name was Cathy, that I sit behind you in homeroom? Really? I never saw you looking back. Well, I mean, I saw your back, but not you looking back at me, you know. Oh gosh. So I'm taking this public speaking class, and now here we are, in public, speaking. But I was kind of hoping it would be more private. Could you excuse us, Patsy? Thanks. So, in public speaking class they say, tell a story. Some anecdote that lets your audience know who you are. Well, when I was 6, I was a proud bluebird in the Campfire Girls of America. As a bluebird, I had to go door to door and sell mint thins. When my brother heard about this, he started laughing. He told my mom, how is she gonna sell anything if she never makes a peep? I could feel my eyes getting a little wet, and I guess my mom must have saw, because she said she'll be so adorable she won't have to make a peep, and you're going to take her. My mom got me dressed up in my official Bluebird outfit. A little white button-up short-sleeve shirt, knee-length blue skirt, knee-high white socks, white Mary Jane shoes, my hair in little pigtails, and my Bluebird pin. She wrote me out a little introduction on an index card. It said, "Hi, my name is Cathy and I'm a Bluebird. How would you like to purchase some mint thins to benefit the Campfire Girls of America?" She included all the details you needed to order the cookies as well. There, she's armed with cuteness and the right words. She patted my head, smiling. "Now fly, my little Bluebird. Nothing's gonna stop you now." My brother sighed and took me door to door. He would wait at the end of each walkway, and I would make the long walk myself up to the front door. My legs would shake. Every time someone opened the door, usually a mom, I would find myself unable to speak. But I had my words. I would hold out the card, and each strange mom at the door would read them, smile, and buy my cookies. I sold every box. The reason I'm telling you this is, well, sometimes we have the right words, but it's too hard to get them to come out of our mouths. You see, I know you were going to ask me something, but then Patsy told you that I thought you were ugly because you have acne and the medicine isn't working, that I would never go to the dance with you, and that I think you smell like old socks. But I didn't say that, and I don't really want to say the following out loud, so instead I wrote it. Well, what do you say? I have a blank card and a pen if that'd be easier for you.
Hello, this is Mark Devonport, the guy that used to do the politics on the BBC, sending a big hello and best wishes to everyone at Fishbourne House and Ring Dufferin and King's Castle nursing homes. I'm hoping that you're all enjoying the sunny weather that we're having right now here in County Down. A big thank you in particular to the staff at all those homes for the hard work that they've put in over the last few months. And I'd like to commend the pupils from Down High School and St Patrick's Grammar School who've been putting together this film. It's a really good example of how you can bring the generations across the communities here together.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadows, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadows. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when he comes and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. I shall hear those soft you tread above me, and on my grave will richer, sweeter be. For you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. And I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.